Hey, I'm Javi Rodriguez. I'm here to talk to you about the coolest things I saw at PAX this year. My favorite thing about PAX is the Indie Mega Booth. You walk by, see what piques your interest, and then stop to talk to them if you're into it. This year, the game that struck a chord with me was called Secret Legend. Now, in this game, you play as a little fox, and it's basically if you took a 2D Zelda, tweaked the camera a little bit, and gave it a modern-day coat of paint, some 3D graphics, and here you go. The demo had me exploring a forest and collecting a sword, and there's signs everywhere with this foreign language you can't understand, but it gives you little clues about collectibles and things like that. All of it is just packaged so well, it comes together, and from the brief time I spent with it, you could tell there's a lot of heart there, and I can't wait to see the finished product. My PAX Game of Show last year was this little title from Runic Games hidden on the top floor called Hobb. If you know me, you just had to take one look at this game to know it's right up my alley. It's cartoony, it's colorful, it's got platforming. You can see that it's cel-shaded, but it doesn't have those harsh, thick black lines like an Okami or even Borderlands. It's very clean, and luckily, much like last year, the demo was well worth the wait. I think it's interesting that the combat seems to get a little bit more complex as you gain new abilities. I mean, in last year's demo, you get this grappling hook on your giant arm, so while fighting a mini-boss, you're like ripping off pieces of his armor so that you can attack him. In this year's demo, you have a teleportation ability, so I'm very interested by the end of game what your moveset's gonna be and how you can use that against enemies. The Fall Part 2, Unbound. It's a mouthful of a title, but I think they realized it was probably a mistake to call their game something like The Fall, because try Googling The Fall, you will not find their game. So I think that's why they added all this extra stuff to the title. I'm a big fan of the first game. I beat it on PS4 about a month ago, and it's fantastic. It's really strong sci-fi writing. It pulls the carpet out from under you at the end, there's a nice twist. Anyways, in the demo they had on the show floor, you're still Arid, the AI from the first game, but now you've been detached from your body, so you're kind of like floating through cyberspace and hopping into other AI bodies, sharing it. So in the demo, she finds herself sharing a body with a robotic butler who won't accept that his owners are dead.
Good evening, sir. I have your tea. As usual, I shall leave it on the table for your consumption.
He just goes through the same cycle day after day, serving a cup of tea to the man and then putting makeup on the woman, but they're both corpses. And so it's equal parts kind of creepy and morbid and kind of hilarious because he's completely clueless about this, and the conversation that you have with him trying to convince him that they're dead, and he insists that that's impossible because they would tell him if they died. It's pretty good. From the rest of the demo, it seems like the team is experimenting with a lot of new action elements to the game. There's like a one-finger death punch sequence where you attack left or right and you have to time it correctly. And it mostly works. It's not really the highlight of the game, but you know, it's cool that they're trying new things. Hopefully they polish that up a little bit. But really, much like the first game, the strongest part of The Fall is the writing and the atmosphere, and I'm very excited about Part 2.
Oh, a letter from the mistress. But this is...
Yes.
horrible! But how can... Surely this cannot be!
They are dead. You let them die.
This is categorically unacceptable! Impossible! Impossible!
Chasm. Now this is a game that's been at PAX for the last 2 years, maybe even 3. But as a long-time 2D Castlevania fan, I've been waiting for a game like this. Chasm actually has a lot of elements that I think could enhance the Castlevania formula. Now Chasm's a little bit different in that it's procedurally generated. Of course, we all know how No Man's Sky turned out and Necropolis, and so we know that procedurally generated isn't always a good thing, but the idea of a Castlevania game that's meant to be played over and over again, and it's, I don't know, if they hit that sweet spot with their variety in the same way that Binding of Isaac did, I think we may have something really special with Chasm. And finally getting my hands on it this year, I can tell you that it plays exactly how you'd think it would. And you can slide across the floor, and I was picking up new swords and new weapons, and you can go in and equip them, and there's magic, and it's just everything that you want from a Castlevania game, with some really cool procedurally generated areas. Chasm's a game that I'm really rooting for, and I just hope it doesn't fall flat. My fingers are crossed. I hope that it's good. I hope that it's good. I hope that it's good. Finally, I played Astra Near. Astra Near? Astra Near. This was another game from the Indie Mega Booth, and as you can see, it's visually stunning. In it, you play as an astronaut, and everything here is randomly generated. The devs kept comparing it to Minecraft, and the gimmick here is that you have a tool that can either make terrain go down or come up. I guess they probably have a better term for it. But yeah, like, so you can dig a hole they said all the way into the center of the planet, and then gravity gets all crazy, which is kind of cool. They said it would take a really long time to do that though. You can extend bridges across chasms with it and all sorts of weird stuff. It just seems like a really dense tool set. But I gotta say, like, other than the art style really catching my eye, I feel fatigue for these kinds of games. I'm sick of crafting, I'm sick of survival and just exploring, especially exploring randomly generated stuff. I know I was just praising Chasm, but that's like an action RPG game. This is a game that's goal is ambiguous, right? I feel like Minecraft came along and has been the best of that. And no one has one-upped Minecraft yet. So games like No Man's Sky and the countless free-to-play survival games on Steam, and it's too much. That being said, Astra Near's art style is so on point. The characters are adorable. I mean, I could look at this all day. It wasn't running great, but I'm not going to hold that against them. Remember, the Indie Mega Booth is indie developers, and these projects are still in the works. So overall, Astra Near was really cool, and I can't wait to see more of it. Alright, those are the games that I played at PAX that I really wanted to tell you about. If you were at the show this year, let me know what you played and what you thought of it. I want to give a big thanks to Super Soul Brothers. That's the music you've been hearing through this whole episode. I happened to hear them playing live across from the Bungie booth during the show, and they were so good live that I had to ask them if I could use one of their tracks, and here we go. So if you like the music, go show them some love. I'm going to leave a link in the description, so go check them out. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.